The following organizations have provided funding for this Into the Outdoors television series.
Cedric, I can't believe my parents lured me down here with the promise of all kinds of fun, only to stick me near this stupid swamp with nothing for a girl to do. Stupid bugs.
Hey, chill, cuz. I think I might have a solution that you'll like. Let me call my great Uncle Ray and I'll get back to you. Yeah, Uncle Ray. That'll work.
I hope he knows what he's talking about. I don't see any fun around here. Hey Cedric, why are we wearing long sleeve shirts and long pants if we're just going to have fun on the water?
Well?
Oh no, is that a fishing boat? I don't know anything about fishing, and what if I get seasick or bored?
Hey, chill, cuz. Just go with the flow. I mean, look, the water's pretty calm and I guarantee you won't get bored. In fact, you might even get more excited than you bargained for. Now act cool. Smile and wave.
Hi. What have I gotten myself into? I'm not too sure about Uncle Ray here. At least this boat ride is fun.
Hey, are you guys legal?
Don't worry, Uncle Ray. We stopped by the ranger station and since we're both 15, we didn't need a license.
Not this year anyway.
Whether you're from upper Midwest or wherever, it doesn't matter. You can fish down here if you're 15 years old or younger without a fishing license. When people think about the Everglades, they think about airboats and alligators, but what they're missing is the fishing. The saltwater fishing is amazing. Getting out there into the 10,000 Islands part of the national park is where the sweet water meets the sea. That sweet water, that fresh water coming out, hits that salt water, becomes brackish, and it's an estuary that is amazing. For families down here for the first time, one of the best things to do is to hire a guide. We have over 300 licensed guides just in the national park, and they all do a very good job. The other aspect of it is you don't need to always hire a guide. If you have your own boat, that's nice. Or you can rent a canoe, you can rent a kayak and go fishing with your family, or you can just shoreline fish. You can really get out there and find the fish, and it's not all that hard if you have a popping cork and a shrimp. No matter where you fish, you should always think about catch, photo, and release. It's important to get out there and have the fun.
Snooky, snooky, get on my hooky. You know, Uncle Ray, I'm getting really tangled in this brush. Why don't I fish over here in the open water?
Well, I'll tell you, Grace, the reason why you don't want to fish in the open water, all the fish are object-oriented, and they're all underneath the shade in this brush.
Oh.
So you have to fish where the fish are. And these fish like shade, they like obstacles, and they're not so much an open water fish in this environment.
It's giving me some obstacles.
There you go. You got one. Nice and easy. Little guy. Hey. You know, Cedric, we're after snook. That was a sneak.
So, Cedric, how does it feel to finally catch one?
Are you kidding? It feels awesome. You know, I think casting in those shadows is really gonna pay off. I'm gonna start off small and work my way up.
Let's see who can catch the big one first.
Did you see all the birds in these trees? They're eating the same thing the snook are.
Uncle Ray, the fish live in the water and the birds live in the trees. How does that have anything in common?
but they still eat the same things. One just approaches it from the air, the other one from the water.
What are they eating that's the same?
They're eating these little inch-long minnows. Some people call that rain bait. When you see it, it kind of dimples on the water. It looks like rain. But it's the basis for the entire food chain are the little micro minnows that all these birds key on. Small fish eat them, and then bigger fish eat those fish. There you go. Smooth and easy. Bring him over here. Lift your rod. There we go. Getting a little bigger.
Oh, there we go. I got one.
Now this snook right here is going on his second year of life. They grow about 1 foot a year. And again, that black line, their lateral line senses vibration, but they're predominantly a sight feeder, have big eyes, kind of a sloping head, a flat tummy, like Captain Ray. Okay. And they take on, kind of like chameleons, their surroundings. So this water back here is dark, and they're a little darker. They have kind of a gold iridescence. And he thinks he can eat just anything. You know, look how voracious he was. He said, okay, that's enough, Ray, put me back in the pond.
Let's catch the exact
You gotta be
same.
kind of careful when you put them back like that because the sharks will come up and... That's a perfect example of what I was talking about. You can actually see him pushing the water right there. That's a bigger one.
Oh man, I see him.
Look at that.
Whoa, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
About a 6-foot bull shark.
Wow.
Look, Uncle Ray, there's another shark.
Oh, they're everywhere in here.
Oh my God, there's 3 circling. No, literally. There's a ton of sharks around here, but is there anything more like dangerous?
There's alligators. Usually in the cooler months, they'll be around these creeks.
So what you're saying is we can't go swimming.
You can, if you swim fast. In a wild environment like this, where there's sharks and snakes and alligators, we don't teach fear, we teach respect. To respect the wildlife and to live in harmony with them and to protect and be a steward of this environment. Gracie, I have to hand it to you. You're really doing a great job with your cast, putting it in a lot of good places. There you go. And all we have to have now is a cooperative fish.
Hey, Gracie, did you see some fish in the tree?
Real funny, Cedric. Uncle Ray, we sure are moving around a lot.
Gracie, I know we got to find the fish. You got to keep moving until you find them.
Yeah, these safety vests are great, but like, what do some people forget about safety when they're out here?
Wearing a life jacket's very important, especially if you're by yourself. Because if you slip, fall, hit your head, you're rendered unconscious, and you don't have a life vest on, you're going to perish. We all wear life vests, especially when the motor's running. You're back here in the backcountry, you may not see another human being for a week. So you have to be self-reliant. You have to file a float plan with some neighbors or a friend or whatever so they know where you're going, and then have all that backup gear because you only need it once and it's worth it.
Uncle Ray, mine doesn't seem like it has any air in it. How am I gonna float?
Well, it doesn't have any air in it right now, Grace, but they're hydrostatic. So what happens, if you would fall in the water and get submerged, instantaneously that activates that gas piston and it fills your life jacket full of air, and then you float to the top.
Whoa.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Let's hope I don't have to test this baby.
There you go. Hold on. You had one for about 7 seconds.
Dang it. Almost had him.
That's fishing, buddy. There's more in there.
You know, snook isn't really an attractive name, so what makes that fish so popular to catch?
I'll tell you, Cedric, what makes that such a popular fish is that they jump, they're aggressive, they can be aggressive, they eat about anything at times, but they can be frustrating as well. They grow to large sizes, they pull hard, the optimum game fish. It's like a largemouth bass on steroids.
Sounds pretty nice.
Yeah. All we have to do now is catch a bigger one.
Come on, snook, bite my hook.
Come on, Snook, out of that little crook.
You got one. There you go.
Come on.
Oh, he jumped off. You got style points.
Well, get the next one.
What'd you think of that, Grace?
That's... No! Now that the tide has gone down, instead of being under those branches, they're gonna come right for my lure. Oh yeah. Come to mama. I saw it, but he didn't touch
Pitch in
it.
there again. You'll catch him. You got one. Nice and easy. Okay, bring him towards me. Grace, you just caught your first snook.
Yeah.
There you go. A little bit of slack, Grace. Turn him this way in the sun. Isn't he pretty? See the line on the side?
Yeah.
Their nickname is line sighter, and that's actually a sensory organ that detects vibration. And then you got to be careful because right up here on his gill plate, there's a razor. And that right there can cut you. Let's get him back in the water. Okay. Put him back over here. I guess he was ready to go. Good job.
Yeah, that was my first one.
Hey, Uncle Ray, you got some pretty cool electronics there. How can the average person use technology to figure out where to go fishing?
Well, just like everything else you do in your daily life, you've got a cell phone. You can go on Google Earth and find some really cool places to fish. And you can learn those spots just by pulling up Google Earth app on your phone or your device at home and just doing a little bit of reconnaissance.
Besides, I scoped my cell phone out beforehand. TakeMeFishing.org. It's a very cool site with all sorts of information.
That's pretty awesome. There's a lot of great options in Florida for angling for families. You can go out on a party boat, the whole family can go. Live bait fish, they move from reef to reef to reef for a wreck. There's a lot of pier fishing right off the beaches by the inlets. So there's a lot of opportunities and you can check that out. You can Google the nearest one to your location. And then there's just fleets and fleets of charter boats in the marinas. Florida's got a lot of great opportunities. You think this is fun? Wait till I take you to my secret spot. That's what the bandanas are for.
Wait a second. Bandanas? Does he want us to get blindfolded?
Huh?
Yeah.
That was...
This is a real nice rod and reel, Uncle Ray. What would someone get to go fishing in Florida?
Cedric, if you're only going to have one outfit, I'd recommend a 7-foot medium action fast tip with a Series 3000 or Series 3 spinning reel. And that would probably cover 75 to 80% of the angling in inshore saltwater. When you get closer to the trees, a shorter rod is more desirable. If you're going to fish more open water, a little longer rod is more desirable.
I know we're not catching fish hand over fist, but you gotta admit, Being in the Everglades easily beats being at school or at work.
You got that right.
You got one. Take it easy. Slide him right up here. Hook, rod up, rod up. All right,
The
a
snook.
little better.
Another
A
one.
little slack there, buddy.
That is a big one.
Compared to the ones we've been catching.
Barely
That's a
hooked.
big one there.
Did you see where we had to put that cast?
Yeah.
Look at that one.
Oh, it's hit inside of his mouth.
That's a big one, Uncle Ray.
Ew, he's swallowing a fish as we speak.
Yeah, look at that. There's a tail in his throat. What a little glutton.
Here, let me see.
Look, there's a tail sticking out down there.
Oh.
What are you thinking? So I'm thinking I'm gonna get big. That's what I'm thinking.
Ray, why do you think we caught one in here and not out in the lake?
Well, this spot has always got current. Go ahead and release this snook. Because he's an FT, future trophy. If you look here, you see all the current we got? And you see all the bait swimming. There's all kinds of maharas and mullets swimming around the creek right here. There's a real hard outside bend right here, deep, lots of timber, and it was all you could do to get him out of there. Let me see your bait a second. If you look in here, you see all the mangrove roots. Well, that is the whole basis to the ecosystem. And in those roots, along with these minnows, are multitudes of small crabs. And let me tell you, everything eats a crab. Even though they're keyed up on these small minnows right now, they're opportunistic. So when the water floods into the mangrove roots and inundates all those mangrove trees, those fish just go through that labyrinth of roots and they pick off those crabs and whatever else moves in the root system.
Little crabs. Maybe we ought to fish with those things.
That'd be awesome, Gracie, but we'd have to come on low tide and scoop them up out of the roots. Be a little hard now with the water up in there.
I just hope that once we turn on this corner into the shadows, that we'll catch this big one that we've been waiting for this entire time.
There's a fish.
God.
Okay, back up, back up. Now, this fish is protected. Okay, open your bail.
Oh my gosh, Uncle Ray, that thing is huge.
I'll tell you what, here, you hold this net, don't let go of it. I gotta get a pair of pliers.
Look at it.
Isn't that awesome, dude?
Does he use his colors to blend in with the lake water?
He does. They're really pretty when they're that small. They're kind of orange and black. Okay. Okay, lower the net down. He was kind of finicky.
That's a baby? You consider that a baby?
That's a very small one. Okay. Oh. Move the net, please. Move the net, please. Okay. Isn't he cool, dude? Look at that. Y'all come down here and take a look at him.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh, it's
Uncle
stuck in the
Ray,
middle of its
that
eye.
might be the coolest fish I've seen all day.
Isn't that beautiful?
Does it have teeth?
Yeah, he's got real rough. He got a real rough mouth right there. And we'll go ahead and get him back in the pool. He's such a cool little dude. Now that fish will get 400-500 pounds, and they live out in the Gulf of Mexico on wrecks, reefs, underwater caves. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Goliath Grouper. Let go of my gripper. Let go of it. Let go. There he goes. How cool was that, man?
That was
That
really
was awesome.
I'll tell you what, there he goes. He's gone. He thought he caught us. That's the attitude they have. The Everglades is such a special place. You know, you've got to take care of it. You know, not only the landscape, but the animals, the fish. And even though there are limits to certain species that you can possess, I always encourage people to release more than they can eat that day. and be good stewards of the resource. But yeah, the state and the federal government have done great work in preserving these species that have been vulnerable. I've caught some monsters right there.
Now those guys know how to fish.
Boom. What you actually see is the shadow of the fish.
You know, watching them like this is almost like hunting, Uncle Ray.
Sight fishing's very, very close to being hunting because you get to see your quarry.
And not only that, but it's exciting to see them get your lure.
It's pretty neat, isn't it? Get to see them eat your bait. Yeah, I think that was a big redfish that was swimming up on the bank. I just didn't get a bait back.
I saw that, Uncle Ray.
Yeah.
Is he on your line still?
No, it's a little houndfish bit it and got off, which is good because they smell. They're real odoriferous. I had school of mullet, but there was a large blackfish that just swam right to left. It was either a snook or a shark. Nice.
Thank you. I really did not expect this at all. I thought I was gonna hate it. But it turned out to be a ton of fun hanging out with all of you guys today. Now if I could just catch a big fish.
Well, sometimes it's arduous and it's tough conditions today. You just stick in there and we'll get an opportunity. There he is right there. Somebody get him. You got one. He's big. Bring him over here. All right, Grace, look at you. Give me a little slack, please. I don't know. That's
Nice snook, man.
might be the big one of the day.
Look at that thing, it's huge.
Do you want to hold him?
Patrick here.
Your name is Patrick? Okay. Look how yellow his fins are. Isn't that beautiful?
Patrick here was under the mangroves and I skipped a little bait under there and got a hold of him. He's our big catch of the day.
He's the biggest one so far.
So far.
Right, Cedric?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch the big one.
There you go, buddy.
What do you say we put him back in the water now?
So you hold him just like this. And when he's ready to go, there he goes. Boom.
You know, Uncle Ray, I really appreciate you taking us out here to go fishing. I know it must be a real pain in the butt since you know you could have gone fishing with your buddies, right?
Well, you're welcome. Cedric, I've been doing this professionally for almost 40 years. And I love to see the expression on your face when you catch a fish. Because I've caught a lot of fish over my lifetime, and you've got all that in front of you. And you're the future. You're the next generation, the next steward of the environment. And it's all about you, your families. It's all about taking care of the resource and conservation. So I'm passing the ball to you. It's your game now.
Don't worry, I'll play it well.
I know you will. You've done a great job today. I think we're in pretty good hands.
Say, Uncle Ray, this is a pretty cool ride. What do you say I drive it for a little while?
Nah, negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern is full.
Thanks a ton, Uncle Ray. Yeah, thanks for teaching us how to be junior guides.
You bet, Cedric. You bet, Grace.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, see you next time. Work on that casting now.
I will.
When my friends ask me what I learned about fishing, I'm gonna tell them that fishing isn't just about catching the fish, it's about getting in touch with oneself and getting in touch with nature. Yeah, that's what it's really about.
Want to know some of the biggest secrets to life here on planet Earth? Then tune in to Into the Outdoors to discover and decode the science of our natural world. Plus, we'll explore stuff that affects your everyday life, like the water you drink, environmental challenges, biodiversity, and how to be more sustainable. Look, when you only have one planet to live on, knowing the science of nature is the key to keeping our planet healthy. So do your part by tuning in to Into the Outdoors.
Into the outdoors, now what you waiting for? Into the outdoors, it's fun when we explore science. Discovery is way too cool. You can make our Earth a bright and better place by joining us in this wide open space. Into the outdoors. The following organizations have provided funding for this Into the Outdoors television series.